Mic needs to be turned on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of the FPV Livestream. This week we are going to be building the infamous RS90. This is a, I don't even know what size it is. It's a 2-cell brushless indoor flyer that runs a full clean flight board. And it's going to be an awesome indoor flyer. So, we're going to be building this guy up tonight. I have never tackled a project nearly as technical as this, so I'm a little bit nervous about it. So you guys will have to have some patience with me as we move along. Yeah, so let's get right into it. If you're a first-time visitor, thanks so much for stopping by. If you're returning, it's great to have you again. And if you are a vendor, let me know, and I would really love to work with you on putting something on the live stream or doing some videos, whatever you'd be interested in. Now, this episode is not sponsored by an organization, but actually by a friend of mine named Patrick. He is in the comments in the chat as Double O Asian, and I'm going to be building this on his behalf, which is going to be challenging. So, because I don't want to screw it up for him. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. On here we have, I can't remember the exact specs on these motors, but if I remember correctly, they are 8,000 kV motors. Tiny little guys. They're only a few kinds like it. We've got a little NTSC camera. This is a whip, an Airblade whip. I can't remember. This one of the VAS special antennas, and this one's nice and light, so I can kind of cut it up and use it the way I want it to. These are tri-blade props that are, I think they were originally intended to be used on the Hoobson, but they work great on this, is what I hear. 7,300 kV motors. We've got a little 5-amp Polulu. 5-volt Polulu. This is a Afro Mini Naze. It's a clean flight board that we're going to be using to power this thing. We have 4 XM10 amp ESCs, which is actually way overkill for what we need for this, but there's not really any smaller ESCs. I believe this is a satellite receiver. I'm going to actually have to ask a lot of questions about this because I have no idea how to use them. Luckily, I do have an orange module already. This is the transmission module from the VTXs that we all use, or all the Bosscam VTXs, and we're going to direct solder power and the antenna to this thing, and that's going to allow us to have a nice compact video transmitter. And we have the RS90 frame, which is here. Pretty exciting stuff. Once we get this thing in the air, it should be an incredibly fun indoor flyer, and I can't wait to get it finished up. The only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about, and maybe somebody knows the answer to this question, but how are these motor wires not shorting each other out? Is the external copper here okay, and then I just solder to the ends, or what? Because it just seems like they're gonna short out on each other no matter what I do. But yeah, maybe somebody knows the answers to that. Yeah, so that's that. I've got to move. I found. So the problem is I've kind of got to figure this build out as we go. I think that Patrick installed the Naze mount incorrectly. So I've got to switch it around a little bit. Like I'm not sure I totally understand which way it's supposed to go together. And I should have done more research, and that's really my fault for not having done it. So it needs to go like that. And I think it's built upside down. Because it can't be like that, because now the props are exposed. And it can't be like this, because now all of your electronics are exposed. So is it supposed to go through and down onto the bottom plate? Or do I build it up on top of this and then flip the whole thing over? That must be it. So I'm going to build it on here and then put the bottom on like that. No. I don't know. That's got to be it there. You think? This guy doesn't know anything about the ship he's building. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it that way. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to build on this face, and then this part is really the bottom, and so when we finish it, we're just going to go boop, and flip it over like that, I believe. I'm going to look up a picture of it just to make sure, actually. Let's see, RS90 build pictures, sure. Let's see if we can find what other people have done. Google Images for the win. Okay, yeah, I've got it right. Sweet! Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm going to be munching on some chips and salsa here because I did not have time to eat dinner. I am not ashamed of it. Alright. So, as a result, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these standoffs over to this bottom plate so that I have something to mount the Afro Mini on. So I'm just replacing these. Nope, I did that on the wrong side now too. This side. Yeah, if you guys would all do me a huge favor, bounce over to r/multicopter and upvote the stream link. That would be super helpful. Without your guys' help, we can't find more vendors and we can't make more content. So if you can help me by spreading the social word, that would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, please feel free to share and like and all of that fun stuff. Alright, so I'm going to push these motor wires through these through holes so that they're going to be exposed on the surface on which we're building the quad. Patrick, for now I'm not going to put the dip switch on. I don't want to risk ruining the thing, and I just want to save the time of that process. So for now we're going to be basically locked into one FPV channel, which I think should be okay. There we go. Especially because this is just an indoor flyer to kind of have fun with by yourself, not necessarily be flying with other people. Though I can see some micro brushless races being hilariously fun. Yeah, I hope I don't fall in love with this thing, because then I'm going to want one. Stream coming through all right, both audio and video. I'm always skeptical. I need some tweezers. Move you guys over here a little bit. I might have to get another lamp. It's a little bit dark, dim in here tonight. Okay, So now that we got the motors through, motor wires, what we're going to do is put our ESCs basically like this. And they're going to kind of fit together nice and comfortably underneath all of the equipment. And then the nays will basically stack on top like so. So you get the idea. But first, before we do anything, we're going to have to strip all of these down. And I'm going to take a chip break. Medium, mild, or hot salsa? Hot is the jam, but digging that new restaurant style. It's homemade, and it's fairly mild. Oops. But it's tasty, so that's okay. So it's at least got that going for it. All right, one done. And I bounced myself out of my chat view here. Okay, here we go. Paul, I'm sending you a link in Slack that will help out a lot. Okay, I'll take a look at that in a sec. I mean, I've been kind of surfing RC groups all day trying to figure it out, but yeah. "13 batteries down, 14 to go. Gonna be a long night." You're charging, I assume? Grab my building lamp over here. Boop doop boop doop boop boo. I hate heat shrink. I hate it a lot. It's really annoying. And it gets in my way. Headshot 360 in. This is your final warning. Alright, I'm using my butane-powered soldering iron because my regular one isn't working right now and I need to replace it. Or figure out what's wrong with it. Will those ESC handle the high kV motors? Yes, I think at most these motors draw like 4 amps or something like that. They're 10 amp ESCs. I know who you are, Daniel. Actually, I changed my mind on this one. This one. I'm gonna put the signal wire back on, actually. Okay. Deal with the rest of that in a sec. Paul says, "Hi, Paul. Hi, Paul. Good to see you." Paul, how much did you enjoy last weekend? Footage and cover us for us online people was awesome. Tell me what you mean by that while I'm answering the question. I enjoyed last weekend very much. I went to F3 Expo back in Atlanta, and it was a good event. It wasn't without its issues, but I wasn't a very good pilot then. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't really know anyone in the industry, and so I was pretty intimidated about it. This time I've kind of had the chance to meet a lot of these guys and talk to them online and get to know each of them, and so it was more like going and hanging out with a bunch of friends than being a third wheel at a party or something, because I just didn't know anyone back during F3. And so it was just an awesome time. And I got to go with some of my FPV friends locally, Hife PV and Pizzy, which was just fantastic to kind of go with some people that I know. And so that kind of combination of things is, you're just going and hanging out with some of your friends that you talk to all the time on the internet, but never get to see in the real world, and meeting new people and just spending an entire whirlwind of a weekend with some of the most passionate people you could ever meet, doing the same thing together that you all absolutely love. You can't go wrong with that combination of stuff. So it was just incredible, as with every event. The stream was the best one so far. The team kept us informed. We actually got to see the races and know results straight away. That sounds awesome. I tried to tune in a couple times, but we barely had an internet connection down in the caves. So it was really, really tricky to try to tune in. Alright. So like I said before, I'm going to put the ESCs like this, kind of centralized. And it looks like there's some through holes for zip ties. I thought they sent the zip ties with, or they were supposed to. Because they're really, really small zip tie holes. Let's see if these will work. This might be too big. No, will fit. Dumb question, but what does the internet have to do with tuning? Sorry, what I was trying to say was that I couldn't tune in to the live stream of the event. Sorry, not tune in. You're making this FPV, right? Yes, I am. Alright. One down. Hi, I really like this video. Good, I'm glad. That's what I'm here for. Internet strangers to come into my home and watch me play with stuff. It's only funny because it's true. Okay. 2 out of 3. Or 4. Hive PV will be glad I'm using orange zip ties. Saw you on the MCX Paul, good flying. What were your rankings on 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch? I assume you mean MDX. And my rankings for 4-inch were bad. I don't know, like 15th or something like that. My 5-inch was just as bad because of a stupid crash in the final round that I was in. And my 6-inch, I was 8th overall. I should have been probably 5th or 6th, but ended up getting crashed out because of video issues that myself and 2 other pilots experienced, ending their runs as well. But that's all part of the game. Where do you get your supplies? I don't know where this stuff came from. It was this, like I said before, I'm building this for a friend named Patrick, or 00 Asian. So I'm not sure where he bought all of the parts for it. I'm guessing he got them on like Banggood and Surveil Zone and all that, just grabbing each individual piece. I think there is a specific place that you have to buy the RS90 kit, the frame. I assume he didn't print it. Scully even admitted in his Periscope that the 6-inch should have been restarted, but they were out of time. Yeah, like we were getting rushed out of there at the last minute by the people that owned the cave. So it was kind of just, it was a bit of a unlucky situation for some of us. But, you know, that's okay. That's how it goes. I mean, I was so satisfied with the entire event overall that it really didn't matter too much to me. Whee! 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 I mean, I would have liked to have gotten a shot at it again, but that's okay. Okay. So now I've just got to find another race in which I can qualify for drone nationals. All right, I'm going to go ahead and solder up the motor wires right away because I don't want them in the way while I'm doing this. I just want to get them out of the way. Yeah, it sucks to have video issues, especially, yeah, you're right, when you are the only one. I was not the only one. A couple pilots, both Christian, also known as Nodeva, from Team Big Whoop, and I can't remember the other person, maybe Zach Thayer, also from Team Big Whoop, were both afflicted by the same problem as I was in the 6-inch mains. My goal was to get sixth place overall in something, so I came really close to that goal. But yeah, it is what it is. What are you eating? I'm just eating some chips. I didn't have time to eat dinner ahead of time. Alright, so I'm going to add some of my own solder to each of these ESCs, just so I know that it's quality and that it's not going to be a cold joint. Not that it'll probably matter nearly as much on such a small frame, but might as well set ourselves up for success. I have to be careful not to accidentally melt the 3D print. Which would be bad. Alright. All those pads retinned. Okay. Slow-mo, that was the 5-inch mains, not the 6-inch. That A-nub fell off the box. Alright, so now I'm going to trim down each of these wires here because they're a little bit longer than I want them to be. I gotta do it without getting underneath that coating. Love the orange. Okay, good. Is that your butane iron? Yes, it is a Weller. I got it on Amazon for I don't know, $30 or something like that. Pretty sweet deal. Alright, so I'm just gonna guess at motor direction here for now. We can always change that later. And I'm out of butane. Turn off the gas. We got our refill right here. Probably shouldn't do this indoors, but whatever. Did your charger just finish charging? I thought it was mine. Yes, mine just finished. It's actually the 2-cell battery that we're going to fly with this thing. And that's how you refill a butane soldering iron. But yeah, this is a Weller soldering iron. I found it on Amazon. It's about 30 bucks. Comes with this big ass wedge tip, which is a little bit whatever. And it's got an internal electric igniter / sparker, and it's awesome. The charger is a Turnigy AccuCell 80 watt. Okay, which one were we working on? Is this one? Okay. Why are you using the butane and not your normal? My normal one is not working right now. And I haven't had time to troubleshoot it because this butane one actually works really, really well. Maybe even a little bit better than the normal one. So I'm like, well, I don't need to rush to find a new one as long as I'm still able to work well. And it's actually kind of making me rethink my whole setup because now I can essentially be 100% mobile all the time because I can just stick this in my gear bag and run. It's super easy. So like I can basically rebuild quads entirely out of my bag, and that's a pretty nice ability to have if you don't want to go home to fix something. So if at the worst you just have it for a field quick repair, that's nice. But if you also have it for a, if you're able to totally work out of your gear bag, that's pretty awesome as well. In my opinion. But yeah, no, I totally recommend the soldering iron. It's been great to me. I rebuilt entire quads at Megadrone with it, and only it. And butane is cheap too. You can get a lot for just like $10. I have a Taco, works great, best one I have owned. Yeah, that's what I've heard is get a Hako. And I probably will. But I'm a little short on cash right now, and it's not a necessary thing because as you can see, I'm getting by all right with this guy. All right, almost done there. Can you guys see everything all right? Do I need to change my positioning at all? You're going to need an RS90 after this. Well, unless I'm mistaken, I don't have to send it back until you're back from deployment, right? So I'll just fly yours for the next few months. Make some videos, the whole Boba Fett experience. I'd actually rather try a 3-inch first. It's not really a in-the-house flyer 3-inch, but it'd be more comfortable to be flying around in my yard with a 3-inch than 4 or 5. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to stick these guys through the bottom and get them out of the way for now, because they're going to be the last thing I work on here. Actually, no, not yet. What ESCs are those? They are XM 10 amp ESCs. BL Heli. So unless you've noticed, or if you've maybe noticed, there is no power distribution board. So we're going to actually kind of do a wiring harness by daisy chaining all of the ESCs together. And that's going to make nice clean wiring. It's going to keep everything out of the way, and it's going to save the weight of having to add in a power distribution board. So I'm going to go ahead and first daisy chain the signal grounds, and so that I can connect them to the flight controller later. These are XM 10 amp ESCs, BL Heli based. This will run 3S, you say? That would be insane. Get on there, darn it. This will be tricky. There we go. I'm going to leave this one long and let that be the one that I run back to the flight controller. Okay, so I'm going to run this one across. This build looks like it's a pain. I think it'll be okay, actually, because I mean, there's only one way to do it, and when there's only one way to do something, it usually means that you're going to build it right. Sorry, hold on. And that makes things easy to me, is being able to do it right without having to think about it too hard. Try to solder that on without desoldering everything else. Okay. Let me take a look at that up close real quick, sorry. Okay. It's not the prettiest joint in the world, but it'll get the job done. I like my wife. She's beautiful and amazing, and I love her, but I don't always like her. That's how I feel about quads too, and my wife. But actually, I usually like my wife. There's a few times where it's like, okay, but 95% of the time, we are each other's best friends. Okay. So all of the signal wires of the ESCs are connected, or the signal grounds, and then this one is going to run back to the nays. So that's kind of nice to get all those out of the way. I can't do that with the signal wires, obviously, but I will be able to do that with the with the ground. Sorry, I'm just going to do some cable management here and just get these out of the way while we're working on the power distribution. Boop. 4S equals fire. I like fire. Okay. So now we have to connect the. We're going to do the same kind of wiring harness thing, but for the power for the ESCs, and that's going to become our power distribution for the entire thing. And to do that, I need a little bit of wire. This will work. Might even be enough. So this obviously doesn't need to be very high gauge, because there is like no amp draw relative to the big guys. Alright, so we got a positive here. I guess I took wires off of these things, didn't I? And we're going to run it to this one over here. Oop. No, it didn't get it. Just lay that one down onto that. Now that's nice and clean. Do the next one here. And just jump positive to positive. Trim this guy down a little bit. Be right back, have to do work stuff, which could be anything. Okay, tin this guy up. You can get these in kits now, or is it still mostly DIY? I believe that some companies do sell kits. I cannot remember the name of the one I know about. But yeah, you can't. There is a kit available. I do know that for sure. And from what I remember, it wasn't. The pricing was actually pretty good. Like, it wasn't going to be a whole lot less to do it, to buy all the pieces individually. So for the convenience factor, which is something that I often care a lot about. Ugh, this tip is just a bit too big for this. If you guys have any questions about things that I'm doing, don't hesitate to ask. So I'm happy to. Sometimes I kind of don't think to talk about certain things that I'm doing, just because, you know, it's often second nature now. I'm just gonna trim this back a little bit. I'm trying to keep all of my wiring down to a minimum to save as much weight as possible. Ooh, it got really dark. RC drones, that's who I was thinking of. Thank you. Okay. Okay. There's that one. This looks like a good length. All right. Now all 4 ESCs have power with no power distribution board. How cool is that? All right, now I gotta do the ground wires for each of them. Okay. I'm gonna turn on another light in here real quick. All right. Now we're gonna do the ground wire harness. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. Are you just soldering them in series? Yep. My, this looks shady. I love it. Why does it look shady? What does that mean? Sorry for punching the mic there, my bad. Oh, shoot. I have an experience with so 3D printed builds. Some 3D printed builds. Yeah, this one is printed out of TPU. Most people just buy this because it's TPU is tricky to print with, is my understanding. Actually, I don't even know if they've released the STL files for it. I do not know the answer to that question. Pad's kind of hard to reach with the positive wire there. There we go. TPU, the flexi stuff as a quad. Yeah, I mean, this quad will weigh 60, 70 grams all up by itself. Not the most... Boba Fett, you was them in parallel? Wait, am I doing something wrong? I hope we don't run out of butane. We won't. I've got this, and I've got a whole nother canister of it out in the garage. Alright. Boba Fett, you want the power to ESCs in parallel. So are you saying I've got it wrong right now? I'll be right back. I need to grab some more water. Alright, I'm gonna check Slack real quick. If you connect the battery to top, bottom right or top right, fire. I mean, they're all just connected. Right? I mean, as long as they're all wires, they're just wires. They're all just connected. Sorry, I'm looking at this post here. I guess I see what he's doing there. Yeah, do I need to change this? I think it's okay. I mean, all of the power. I think the only thing that could go wrong with what's going on right now is that if I hook the battery up here, which is what I think my plan was, all of the power that goes to this ESC has to pass through this one and this one. But I think that should be fine because it's just going. It's not like all of the power has to go into the ESC, out, and then back into this one. It can just travel. It could just travel through this ESC. But I guess if we just hook the battery to this and this instead of to this and this, then the power goes to this one and this one immediately, and this one to this one immediately. So I guess we just got to remember to put the battery on here, and then we should be fine. Yeah, I haven't done the last ESC yet. Thank you, though. Is it normal for a 5-volt reg to put out 5.2? Yes, that's fine. Okay. Hot. The length of the wire is short. It doesn't matter that it has to travel. I don't think that's what we were talking about necessarily. Shoot. Hold on. I'll be right back. I left my chips upstairs. Okay. So, like we said, we just gotta hook the battery wires up to that. So we might as well just do that now while we're thinking about it. Battery's gonna be on the bottom. Let me grab the battery here so we know where. Okay, so this is a 500 mAh 2 cell. Now this is actually the top, not the bottom. So that's, I guess it doesn't matter really, does it, which side we put it on? Because it'll be the same distance either way. Is there battery straps on the bottom plate? No, it doesn't look like it. So that's going to go on the top. It's going to go right here anyway. So we don't need much of a lead at all. What battery is it? It is a Lumineer 500 mAh 2 cell, 50C discharge, which is probably a lie, but whatever. Now where'd my JST cable go? Dang it, I brought it all the way over there. So we really only need the length of this to go to there. Oh, can you even see this? Yeah. So let's just say that or so. Whoa, strange being on this side of a live stream. That's really funny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. FPVlive.tv are they run live streaming events. They were the ones that were in charge of the Megadrone digital experience for all of you, those of you that tuned in, which is pretty awesome. Had a lot of fun talking to them, and I think they got me to give an interview for a bit there, which was fun. Gotta figure out how they get that huge viewership of frickin' 10,000 people over the course of a weekend. That's crazy. Yeah. It's always tricky to share pads because you don't want to desolder the things that are on there, but you want to get your new thing on. There we go. Voila! So now the battery will be able to sit on top like this and plug in like that. Okay. So now we'll hook up a Polulu. Are the engines in runners? What do you mean in runners? They will push instead of pull, if that's what you mean. All right. Okay, can somebody remind me with Polulus, what do I need to do with the SHDN? I thought that in some cases I had to like jump it or something like that, because I know obviously VN and ground is obvious, but I thought there was something that I needed to do specifically with that. So get that out of the way for a bit. Jump Shdin to Vin. Okay, thank you. That was exactly what I needed to know. Why don't those just come pre-jumped? Okay, Shdin is on this side. No. It's not what I expected to be the hardest part of the build so far. There we go. Okay, Stindavin jumped. Just get that out of the way. It's probably an easier way to do that, but it'll work. Alright, so now this needs voltage in and ground. Polulu says on their website that you need to jump them, or else things will happen weird. V in, ground. And I'm going to use a yellow for V out so that I don't accidentally confuse it for some reason. Stin is voltage shut down for the regulator. When below a threshold. So if you don't jump it, it will not it will shut down the regulator. And I actually had problems with this because I didn't do that at one point, and my QAV was disarming randomly mid-flight, which was frustrating. And it was all because of the power distribution board. Scully just made a long comment for you, Paul, about MDXGS. What does that mean? Oh, geez. All right. Patrick, can you copy paste that for me somewhere so I can go read it later? Okay. Now, where do they want the power regulator to sit? I kind of figure it was like in this, but that's too small. There, it doesn't work. Maybe I'll just put it underneath. You know, just derp it in here like this. Should probably put this strap in there before. Oh no. Well, better have found that now than later. Oh, are you kidding me? Went to strip that wire and the entire shielding came off. And that's why you always leave a note. So let's trim these off first. I'm surprised your pad mounting wire is not using through holes. Through holes are just a pain in the butt. You always gotta clean them out and stuff. So you might as well just mount them like they're pads in the first place, in my opinion. That being said, there might be better ways to do it, but that's just the way I go. Need a little screwdriver. You wear eye protection when you solder? No. Should I be? I probably should be. I've had some close calls, if I'm honest. Okay, so this is power into the board, so let's put that on right away. Suppose we could just... I'm going to take this, run it down over here and through, and then I'm going to bring it up through this little hole. And then this is going to be ground, V in, PWM out. I won't need motor 6, so I'll put the power on PWM 6. Okay, so that's nays nays power in. Now we got to ground the nays. Ugh. Ugh. RS90, the FC mount is upside down though. It's going to be hard to route the FTDI wires through the port. Interesting. But I like it this way. Let's see. Oh, is that what this is for? Is that what this thing is for? For FTDI somehow? Flip. Okay. So I guess I gotta take these off. Oh, I just shut this off like an idiot. So I'm waiting for this iron to heat up a little bit. So flip the flight controller mount like this. I mean, that makes sense. So you're saying like this? Oh. Okay. So like that. Jeez. So confusing. Now my wires are all probably in the wrong place now. So it should be like that. So I should just put some pin header straight into the FTDI. Huh? So I bet this is where the Polulu was supposed to go. Wait, what? There's no way that the FTDI will get through that. Like, I mean, you look at this side, you can see that there's not room, and the same thing is the issue on the other side too. Or is it just supposed to, I don't know. Or does it have something to do with the bottom plate? Like, once this is on, yeah, that doesn't, you can't reach that either. The kit should have come with a small JST4P male and female plug. You solder the female side to the FC and route it through the top plate on the other side. So this thing. No. This one? So let me make sure I've got this right. So I want to solder this guy into here, basically. Route this cable through like that. Is that what we're saying? It doesn't really seem like it. Or am I supposed to have this kind of peeking out the bottom here and have soldered to it? Yeah, I think that's what they're saying. So I need... Ugh. So I need to solder wires onto this thing. Is that what we're saying? Or solder these on to the board. I'm just kind of guessing. All right, I need one more color of wire. Do I have any super duper skinny white wire? Of course not. Aha! Oh no. No. money. All right, I'm gonna hot glue that bad boy before I do anything else. I do not want those joints coming apart. Boop doop boop. Okay. Solder or heat gun or hot glue should be heated up here. Get on my level, slow-mo. Just trying to get this thing to fit through. Sorry, I'm trying to get the... It's just not quite wanting to fit, and I'm worried that I'm going to break these joints by mashing on it so hard. Ah, get through. Oh, it's so close. Alright, everything seems to be intact still. Hopefully. So you can see that the Molex is coming out down there. You can see right there. So now with the other end, should be able to just go boop, and not push it all the way back up in there. No! This is stupid. Yep. Damn it. Whose idea was this? I might just cheat. Let's take... Just trying to think here. I did use hot glue to secure the soldering, but then when I had to wedge the connector through, it shafted me. Well, let's move on and I'll resolve that problem later, because for now, while the top is off, I can flash this and do some basic troubleshooting. I'm thinking about just taking this and this, putting them together, and then just soldering this to the board and kind of leaving it off to the side here, so that you can still access it with a normal FTDI adapter. I think that would work fine. I just don't want to waste so much of your guys' time with just the stupid FTDI thing. Now, where'd that cable go? I literally just had here. Look, a DIY cable. And this one's not stupid. There we go. Close enough. Okay, so if the board's going to be here, you know what? This is like making an advanced hoop son from scratch. That's exactly what it is. What battery is going on this? It's a 500 milliamp 2-cell. Alright, so I'm just making my FTDI connection cable here. Trying to find a, I think I have an FTDI, yeah. Oops. Okay, RXTX. Ugh, I need an Afro Mini chart. Afro Mini pinout. And I picked the smallest picture in the world. Okay, so when did you come to the Dominican Republic? I didn't, my wife did recently. So I'm doing 5-volt ground TXRX across. So I'm going to trim these cables up a little bit first. Okay, and then for FTDI, you need to swap the RX and TX lines. God damn it. I like the butane iron when I'm not working on micros. No! Get in there! There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. So that's a little uglier, a little bit more weight probably, but it's going to work unlike the other solution. And so then we can just come in and we can take our FTDI and go boop, and connect to the board. Let me find a USB cable. Do I have any handy? I had been keeping one here on the bench, but nope, yeah, there we go. Now, with any luck, should be able to connect to this bad boy. Look at that. Oh, I'm on it. All right. Suppose you guys probably want to see the desktop. Firmware flasher. Naze. I'm just going to use clean flight for now. We'll go beta flight later. Actually, no, wait. I do have beta flight downloaded now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't think I can break this one. I won't fly it a ton. I'm too nervous about wrecking someone else's things. Alright, so I'm flashing beta flight to it. Successful. Connect. Please. Cycle the power on everything. And plug in. Come on. Yes! Look at that. An Afro Mini that works. Alright, so I just wanted to make sure we could flash it. Otherwise I'm comfortable with that. Okay, so I have a question for the crowd. Can I power the Afro Mini with this 5-volt rail right here? Or do I have to go all the way over to here? I want to get the naze is not powered right now. Yeah, you want to power this from the Polulu. Are you mounting FPV gear? Yes. Oh, it's gonna happen. I'm flying this bad boy tonight. You could, but don't have to. Afro could take up to 4S. I mean, even if it could, the receiver cannot take 4S. Because I don't believe that the Afro steps down power. for the 5-volt rail. Two cell, yes. Okay, so now the Afro Mini should have power. All of our ESCs are connected to power. The ESCs are not connected to the flight controller though. Neither is this grounding wire, which we could just do real quick. Okay, ESCs are now grounded. So now I gotta pull the ESC signal wires up. Okay. So this will be motor 2, this will be motor 1. Hopefully I can tell which one is which, jeez. Okay, I've got one here. Okay. Okay, motor 1 wired. Remember, Afro is upside down, yeah. Okay. So we did 1, now we need to do 2. Okay, here's 2. You think this is motor 3? No. This is 1. This is forward. Oh, wait, but it's upside down. So it's going to be this way. So this is going to be motor 1, which is over here, which I have not yet wired up. Which one did I already do? I did this one. So that should be motor 4. Shucks. It's not going to reach. Well, maybe. Okay. So this is forward, flip it over, this is motor 4. Nope, this is hard. The upside down and backwards thing is not working for me. Alright. We can always move these around later if we need to. It's not the end of the world. Unless, of course, we cut our wires too short already. There we go. Okay. Okay, this one should be motor 1. Of course, we're like reaching across the entire board. So I'm like trying to thread this thing through. There we go. Last one. There we go. Same FTDI wire came off again. Okay. All right, I think we are ready to do a motor test. Hopefully. So now is the chance that we're going to have for Magic Smoke here tonight. So hopefully we don't get any. Can't really go back and check my connections very easily. So I think we're just going to go for it. Alright. Magic Smoke. Opportunity for Magic Smoke. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I heard them all arm. No smoke. We're good. Cool. Alright, check in motor tab. Understand. What the heck? It's running the motors off of USB? What? Okay, motor 1 needs to be reversed. Motor 2 is good. Motor 3 is good. Motor 4 is good. Let me double check motor 1 again. Yeah, that one's definitely backwards. Okay, so it's forward, motor 1's here. Motor 1 needs to be reversed. Wait, it needs to be opposite of everything? Shoot. So if I put the motors on, or props on like this, but no, I still want it to spin. Yeah, I still want it to spin inwards. Do these need to be drilled out or something? That would suck. Yeah, it's still the same way. They still rotate the same way. Okay, so I just need to reverse motor 1 then. Motor 1. Alright, let's hook it back up. Oh, did I leave you on desktop that whole time? No. Did I? Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay. Configuration. Let's just flip this over while we're at it. So we're going to pitch it 180 degrees. And then the roll or the roll and yaw are normal. So yeah, so it should be upside down right now. So if we flip it, this should be right side up. If I didn't suck. Come here. Okay. And then motor 1 should be down here. No, here. So if we tilt forward. Oh, shoot. So if we tilt forward, we're backwards. If we tilt backwards, we're forward. So we've got to flip that all the way around. Configuration. Yaw. 180 degrees. So now, forward, tilts forward. Backwards, tilts backward. Left, right. Awesome. It's almost like we know what we're doing. Biggest lie anyone's ever told. Okay. Let's look up an RX and fly this bad boy. How do I use this thing? I've never seen it before. Looks spectrum-y. Double O, how does this thing work? And why is it so damn tall? Let me see if let me make sure I know where my orange module is, because that would be really awkward. I just saw it recently. There it is, okay. Literally right next to me. Okay. How do I use an orange RX? And this is the thing that I need on this end, right? Okay. How do I wire it up? Rudder, elevator, aileron. Does this have S-bus or PPM? Or do I need to wire each of them directly? I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to fit this thing. Nope. Might have to go on top. Or whatever. Something like that, maybe. You jumper the ground and signal. Of what? Apply power to center lead. Yeah, but how do I wire it to the flight controller? Yeah, to bind you just do that, power it on, and then it will be in bind mode, I assume. But I don't know how to wire up PPM. Orange RX PPM. Should have just used an XSR. I'm searching for documentation on how to set it up for PPM. What PPM lead? There's bind, rudder, elevator, throttle, and aileron. And that's it. And this looks totally different from... So you're saying that this thing is PPM right here. Okay. Try to decide if it's worth trying to depin this. Probably is. power ground signal like that. Power ground signal. Should I be binding this first? First bind it. Okay, great. Okay. Where is... I do have a plan for this. Put this one there. Where's my jumper? Jumper. Does this take 3 volt or 5 volt? You can bind it later, it'll just be harder. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this to the naze so that it will get power when I just plug the battery in. Oh, 3 to 9, so I could go straight to battery. Wait, how will it be ground? We'd be out of butane again. Alright, I'm looking at the PDF. Okay, that makes sense. Oops. Okay. So here's what I've done. I've got power in and I've got the jumper on. So if I power this, I should be in bind mode and I can bind it to the Tyrannus. That is my understanding. If somebody else believes something different, now is the time to speak.
battery. Battery critical. Angle mode. Ignition off. 0.
Guess I gotta add a model. So we're gonna turn off internal, turn on external. Is it DSM2 or ppm? What will I ground it to? Yeah, could somebody find me directions on setting up the Tyrannus for it? Okay, now we're ground. We're jumped. We're on ppm mode. We're in bind mode. And we're going to apply power. How do you tell when it's bound?
Switch warning.
Once connected, the orange LED on the receiver will blink several times and go solid, indicating the system is connected. Okay, how do I put this guy into bind mode? I might have gotten it. Hold on. Okay, now. Okay, is that bound right there? Thanks everybody for their power up, or their help. I can't find my clean flight window. What in the world? Force quit configurator. Configurator open. The clean flight configurator will not open for me. What the frick? Oh, there it goes. Okay, receiver tab. Not getting anything. But we probably don't have PPM turned on. Oh wait, no. Of course we're not getting anything. I haven't wired it up. Okay. What's the PPM port on these guys? Afro Mini PPM port. Afro Mini PPM wiring. Sorry, this is probably one of the more boring live streams because I'm just Googling every other thing. Because normally it would be RC1, but there is no RC1. PPM in. What? You just got a ton of publicity from thirdlawsports.com. What does that mean? The corner next to the FTDI. The left side or the right side? I guess it's got to be the one with the white. It's the 3 in the corner where you put the FTDI. Oh, here, I guess I could point this out. So we're saying that it's this one. That's where the PPM needs to go. Googleicious. What's thirdlawsports.com? Double Asian. Signal 5-volt ground. So it's got to be this one then, right here. All right. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm an idiot. Send me a link in Slack, 00. That sounds awesome. So I'm going to wire PPM to that. That's my plan. Need some skinnier wire. White box in the corner. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed to know. Is Third Law Sports fairly big? Because that would be sweet. The article has been viewed over 90 times? What? That was kind of sarcastic. Cool. I'll keep an eye on it. That's awesome. Maybe I'll drop them a note or something. Gosh, I can't get those apart. Sorry I'm late to the party, but what motors do you have crammed in there? There's something 7300 kV motor. Double O Asian will be able to answer the question. Sorry, I should have listed all of this down. I have done one triathlon. I don't know if I would do another one. It was rough, and I'm not a swimmer, not really a cyclist either, so it was kind of it was a challenge. That is for sure. I like marathons and mini marathons and stuff better. Of course, now this thing isn't lighting up at all. Let's see, configuration. Show you guys this. Let's see, so we are on RX ppm. Save. Receiver. Oh yes! We've done it. Okay. Yeah, good. Good. Roll is not good. Throttle is not good. Pitch is not good. That's not it. Let's try. Kind of hoping that one of these is correct. Throttle, yaw. Roll, pitch. Okay, we got it. Okay. Is there anything special we need to do for super high kV motors? Modes. ARM. Aux 2. Is it getting aux 2? Save. Receiver. Is this only 4 channel? Is this are these receivers only 4 channels for some reason on PPM, or should it support all 6? Hey, what camera are you using? I'm also using this one. It is a NTSC, normal micro cam. Yeah, so why am I only getting 4 channels? What is up with that? Or do I just not have these switches configured at all? I probably just don't have this. Yeah, I don't think I have the switches configured. That's what it is. Okay, I'm just copying my Tyrannus model. And
Low battery. Battery critical. Angle mode. Off. Ignition off.
turn off internal RF, external RF, PPM channels 1 through 8. There we go.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on.
There we go.
Ignition off. Horizon mode.
Okay,
Micro
now I
mode.
have
Angle
my
mode.
channels. Sorry about that. It was the Tyrannus that didn't have them configured at all. Let's see. Modes.
Ignition on.
Aux 2.
Ignition
Okay.
off.
Angle, low, horizon mid,
Acro mode.
acro, super expo. Because why not?
Angle mode. Horizon mode.
Actually, I want those on all the time.
Angle mode. Acro mode. Angle mode. Ignition on. Ignition off.
Okay. Plug this for now. Hopefully I saved that. I probably didn't because I'm an idiot.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off. Horizon mode. Acro mode. Angle mode. Acro mode. Angle mode.
Okay. Nope, I've got it figured out.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Acro mode. Ignition on. Ignition off. Angle mode. Ignition on. Ignition off.
Okay. Gotta figure out which ones are the drilled ones. Have a good night, Kevin. Thanks for stopping by.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off.
Sounds mean.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off.
Yikes.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on. Ignition off.
Well, I have no idea if it's working or not. I know, it does sound so angry. It's hilarious. Yeah, that confused me at first, too. I didn't say that Brian made it. I said that Brian popularized it. Just saying. My wife is not interested in flying. She has flown a Nano QX or a Hoopson or something like that. Okay, I'm not gonna put all these on right now, just a couple of them. Yeah, I will have to check the. I did check the orientation. It looked good, but brain drain flies something that doesn't do 70 miles an hour. Yeah, you have a good point. He's got to practice during the winter somehow, or when he's having tornadoes out in Oklahoma or Kansas or wherever he is. I can't remember. It's a neat little package, though. It's so cute. I love that the balance lead is bigger than the whole friggin' quad. it's gonna fly. No way. It's loud. It's an unfortunate amount of cat hair down there. Rates are too high. Hold on. Let's adjust this a little bit. Let me slap some more lights on too. Clean flight. I love it when it finally flies. It's so cool. Clean flight, come on, darn it. Here's the crotch shot. God damn it. Admire the beard. PID tuning. I'm just going to drop the rates nice and low for now. And on the receiver, I'm going to add a little bit of expo. Save. And then say set super expo factor equals 20. Save. Nope, save. Receiver. Okay. Dang it. What a funny little thing. It is loud. Like, it is... It might be my loudest quad. That's cool. Alright, I don't want to go through the whole FPV thing right now, because I'm really lazy. But, I'll tell you what. It'll work. Oh my goodness. Going for a piggyback ride. Nope, it's working too hard for that. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Too much weight, sorry. It just bounces off the wall.
Ignition on. Ignition off. Ignition on.
I lost orientation.
Ignition off.
It's so funny. Oh my gosh. That's so good. Ah. So that was about a full battery's worth of flying right there. Maybe not quite full, but close. Look at this thing.
Heck.
Isn't that great?
So there's just no SPV lamp site.
Not yet.
Oh, you're gonna put it on there?
Yeah, not tonight though, I don't think. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, so yeah, I gotta finish up. I want to get my next MDX video done tonight before I go to bed, so I can launch it tomorrow. And it's close, not quite there yet. So yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Somebody had some questions about MDX. It sounded like. Do you have particular questions that you want me to talk about, or I'm working on some videos that will kind of talk about my whole experience overall, kind of what it was like, what I did, how I did, that sort of thing. They're not done yet, but they're in progress. So if you want to wait for that, you can. If you want to ask me a couple questions, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a night. I'll probably try not to think about this during work tomorrow and finish it up, because that would be pretty fun. This will be really fun around the house. It's got some actual power behind it, as opposed to the stupid micro that we just gave a piggyback ride to. What was finals like? Well, I kind of got to that point. I was pretty sure that I was not going to be able to win. So I was focusing on just being consistent and being, just flying my own race. Don't try to beat everybody else. And that worked out pretty well. Well, it would have, I guess, because I was I was in B main for a 6-inch class, and then after that I was going to go to if I won that, I would go to A main for 6-inch class. And so I did end up winning the B main by just kind of flying consistently. I wasn't setting lap records or anything, but I was flying good, consistent, solid laps. And it ended up that the only person that was really much faster than me ended up crashing out, and so I was able to move on to the next round, which was great. I was thrilled with that. I could not believe that I made it into the finals. And so then when I got to the finals, it was like, you know what, I've had my fun. I've gotten farther than I ever thought I would. And so I just kind of, set back and try to do the same thing. Unfortunately, I ended up crashing out because of video issues during my first lap. But, it is what it is. So, yeah, it was great. It was awesome. It was fun to fly with some people that I've looked up to for a long time. And so it was a very, very fun experience. And it's given me a lot of confidence in that I want to be a racer and I want to be a better and better pilot. So yeah, it was good. Very good. But yeah, thanks for questions. Thanks for watching the live stream of an RS90. I'm sure I'll be posting a bunch of videos with this once I get the FPV gear going, which will probably, we'll see. I don't have a ton of time this weekend because I'm running a half marathon on Saturday and I got a wedding tomorrow and stuff. I got to edit for MDX, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll get it done, and then you guys can see some videos from it. Maybe I'll do a live stream of flying it, maybe set up a course around the house or something like that. It could be fun. Anyway, RS90, thanks again, Double Asian, for letting me work on this for you. I'm glad I didn't blow anything up. Yeah, talk to you all next Thursday. We're going to be building, I believe, this Falcon Multi-Rotors 130, little 3-inch quad. Don't have any batteries yet, but we'll find a way to make it fly. It's got a KISS flight controller and all that stuff, so that'll be a good build to come check out if you're interested next week. Yeah, other than that, have a good night, have a good weekend, and stay flying.